The farmer and flood, why did you destroy everything I built? And the answer that changed everything. There was a farmer named Elias. A good man, a quiet man. A man who asked for very little from the world. Only enough rain for his crops, enough sun for his fields, and enough peace to sleep at night. For 20 years, Elias worked the same land his father had worked before him. He knew every stone, every slope, every stubborn patch of dry earth. He built his home there with his own hands, slowly, carefully, brick by brick. The way a man builds something he plans to keep forever. It was not a grand house, but it was his. And that made it the most beautiful place in the world to him. One autumn, the rains came. Not the gentle rains Elias had prayed for, but something wild and angry. The river swelled, the fields drowned, and on the third night, the flood took his house. Everything gone. Elias stood in the mud, in the dark, in the rain, and he looked up at the sky with tears and rage in his eyes. He had never been an angry man, but that night he was. Why? He cried out, "I was good, I worked hard, I never asked for much. Why did you take everything from me?" The wind moved through the trees. The river ran dark. And for a long moment, there was only silence. Then something shifted in the air. Not a voice, exactly. More like a knowing, the kind that enters through the chest, not the ears. Elias, do you remember last spring, when you found a crack in the east wall of your house, and you filled it with clay and forgot about it? Yes, Elias whispered. That crack had grown deep. Deeper than you knew. The foundation beneath it had been shifting for 3 years. One more winter, and the wall would have collapsed in the night, while you slept. And Elias, do you remember the old oak tree at the edge of your land? The one the flood uprooted tonight? Yes, he said again, his voice smaller now. Look at its roots. The still small voice Celia's walked slowly to where the great oak had fallen. In the tangled mass of roots and earth, in the hollow at the tree's base, coiled tightly, still and cold, was one of the largest snakes he had ever seen. It had been living there, waiting, just 30 feet from the door where his children played every afternoon. Elias dropped to his knees in the mud. He did not speak for a long time. When he finally looked up at the sky again, his eyes were still wet, but something in his face had changed completely. The voice came once more, gentle as first light. I did not take your house to punish you, Elias. I took it to move you. There is a difference between a loss and a rescue, and sometimes, from where you stand, they look exactly the same. The still small voice Celia's rebuilt. It took 2 years. The new house stood a little higher, on firmer ground. With stronger walls, his children grew up in it. His grandchildren were born in it. And every time one of them asked him, "Grandfather, why did you build the house up here, so far from the river?" Elias would smile quietly and say, "Because someone who loved me knew something I didn't." Moral of the story: what the flood was saying often mistake our worst moments for punishment. We look at the ruins of what we built and ask why, without knowing what was hiding in the roots. Sometimes the door that closes was the one you should never have walked through again. Sometimes the plan that falls apart was protecting you from a plan that would have destroyed you. Not every ending is a tragedy. Some endings are a hand, quietly steering you toward ground that is higher, safer, and more yours than anything you lost. Trust the timing of your life, even when you cannot see. The snake in the roots. Trust the timing of your life, even when you cannot see the snake in the roots. Trust the timing of your life. Like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.